got my. I missed your call because I didn't have my phone wasn't connected to Wi-Fi for whatever reason.
Oh.
So it doesn't FaceTime. It's like a super like whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, alright, so I'll be real with you. I did my research. I'm gonna lay out the stats for you. So obviously I got my page right here. There's a bunch of stats on it. You can't see it because my light's shit, but
Yeah.
essentially, so the annual dividend rate that they give out is pretty low, but there's nothing to be like concerned about when you're going to a company because that usually means they're reinvesting their money back into the business. Right now, it's at about 0.03% per. So, like, to explain this to you, if you were to put in $100, you would get out about 3 cents for that $100.
Which is dick.
Yeah, but I noticed because I looked at the patterns, it was decreasing throughout the past like decade, probably because they're reinvesting money back to their company. That's usually what that means.
They grew a fuck ton in the past decade. Is probably why.
No.
So they were investing, right?
Yeah. And also when the payout ratio, this is a different thing. There's a payout ratio, which that is 0.01 per share. And that's, you don't really need to worry about that, but it essentially shows the stability of the company. So if that number is like really high, that would mean that they're giving out a lot of their money to the company and not investing the rest of it back in. And that would be more of a concern for maybe it's a higher risk, maybe it's more volatile. And I noticed that the revenue and their net income increased throughout the past 4 years, which is obviously a good sign.
Right.
And so this one I'm gonna explain it to you. The official thing is called trailing 12 months dividends, which sounds really confusing. But what this means is essentially, have they been paying dividends throughout the past 12 months, so on and so forth. And there's always a track of this. And as long as that number isn't zero, that means that they are consistently paying back dividends, and these guys have been. They haven't hit zero. It's just been decreasing along because that's what the annual dividend, that's the yield thing that I mentioned at the beginning.
Wait, so when you say decreasing, what
So it started out at they started out in 2015. I'm doing over a decade here. They had a higher dividend rate and yield. They give more to their stockholders. But as they went on to probably increase profits, so on and so forth, that number has decreased, which I wouldn't be like I said, wouldn't be concerned about it because the company's grown big. They got a lot more profit now. So it wouldn't really make sense because the volume of the shareholders hasn't increased at the same rate as their profits have, because that's just not how a company works. Otherwise, you'd be in debt to all of your stockholders for the entirety of your business. But basically, it's fine, and as long as the number has not hit zero, because if it hits zero, that means they aren't paying dividends, right? Which even then, it isn't that much of a concern because you're more concerned about just the overall growth of the company.
Does Apple pay dividends?
Yes, I have invested in Apple, and I think I've invested in Apple, and they give dividends.
I'm literally just I'm just an S&P index, so I genuinely just in it. And an index really just diversifies for you, so you don't really have to
think. Right. That's fine. Most people take that route. That's okay.
It's also safer. Even if you're a good investor,
Of course. Right.
Yeah, and you get to 8 to 10% every year. That's a great growth, right? But anyway, what I'm more concerned about with is this year, this 2025 data. I don't know if you have anything in that, because even though it's literally just for consumer, because a lot has changed this year. Nvidia is obviously huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no concern about whether this is a great company to invest in because it was like I said, it's a tech giant. Like you're getting like somewhere close to as relevant as Apple, right?
Yeah, that's
that
right.
Just took it up the ass, and has a very good chance of bouncing back. That's the way I see it. But if there's like a concern, like recent, like if there's anything in that's concerning, that is what I would be looking for.
In recent times, okay. So what I've got here, because I have multiple tabs open on my computer. So right now, the only thing that I'd be super concerned about is, well, a stat called year to date, which it's only going to show this month, but essentially like it would be so anything from like it starts at the beginning of the year, and then year to date will be like from January 1st to whatever the day is. So like right now it's the 31st.
Okay.
So throughout this month,
this is great. This is recent, right? Okay.
Yeah, throughout this month, it's crashed.
Right.
That's the thing. The thing is that's not bad at all. That's actually good because that means that you're going to be buying in a low state.
Right.
And
if you're going to get into it, this is a great time.
Right. Of course. And if you go to look at like 1 year or 5 year, it's a steady increase. So like long term, it's going to be good. Year to date, if it's down, that's fine, right? And right now,
question for you is like, is this a big enough hit that they could go out? Like,
oh no, absolutely not. No, not even close. If the company, right? So like, let's see here. Let's go max. I'm gonna go. This is.
If Nancy Pelosi's in it.
Okay.
I've seen somebody on TikTok say like you can actually look at like what some of the politicians do. Where like
it might be public information, but who the fuck cares?
Right. So that's like public info that you can now go and see. Like
they're bums anyways. But look. So if I'm gonna show you my screen right here. So this is max, right? This is throughout all time.
Yeah.
At this very fine little margin here, that's how low it's gotten. So it's barely taking a hit, right? Because whenever you want to see if a company's taking a hit, you want to look at all time. Because when you're looking at all time, you can see how the entire company is done. And if I saw that like halfway down, then I'd be concerned. But it's only down a little bit, and you already see previous spikes beforehand. So this is just normal shit. This is just routine investing.
Yeah. So
habit.
The other thing. So the reason I think that obviously they do more than chips, but a big part of their business is chips, and that market, which I would argue isn't the best thing to invest in for us right now, but it doesn't matter because I'm here to make money, right? So the biggest thing, right? Our government has said they're looking to spend $500 billion in the
AI. Right. And here's all right. So there's going to be two trade-offs to this, all right? Because number one, the AI thing is obviously going to go huge, and if what you said, Nvidia is including AI into their microchips, correct?
Right. Well, they do that right now. The reason they took this hit is because that Chinese company made one cheaper.
I see.
So, that required less GPU. Like they made this simple algorithm that worked and was better than the free ChatGPT. Right. So they outcompeted both Meta and OpenAI with less GPUs. But ChatGPT and Meta, right? OpenAI and Meta, which is Facebook, right?
Yeah.
They're the two main, right? Like Facebook's Meta's is $60 billion. They spent $10 billion with barely any GPU and made one that was better for less money, right? So it's not actually better, but it's cheaper, right?
Okay.
So that's the thing.
And
that's why I tanked it.
This is, and let me clarify. Most of what this whole pricing thing is going to be is just because of tariffs, because of China-U.S. tariffs. Since most of you should notice for literally Tesla or anything that computers, anything that involves microchips of almost any kind, you're getting that lithium from China, like 99% of the time, because that's just where they have it. And so the tariff on that they're putting in for, like, obviously for trade or whatever, that's going to also make companies like Nvidia take a hit, because that's just going to increase the price of their this is creates more the expenses, and that'll obviously make them look.
Those tariffs are probably not going away. So is that like a
no? The people that would sell because of a tariff are dumb, and let me tell you why. That a company like this, like Nvidia, they're gonna bounce back from a fucking tariff. I mean, they've been around since 2015 and they've only gone up. Do you think they've never seen a tariff before in over a decade?
Yeah, like I think this is like the time. Like
right, like it's it's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it's mainly just an overreaction of now. It's important to pay attention to it, of course, in case they decide to jack the tariff to fucking sky high rates for whatever reason. But if they're increasing it by whatever marginal rate, then you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Because if somebody decides to completely fuck it, then
like. Yeah. Like I just looked up, is new tariffs affecting stocks like Nvidia, and I already see a Forbes article that came up 6 hours ago, and it's talking about how it changed from that, like, up to down. So this is normal shit, right? Like, I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna do a quick skim here. Right, Trump's plan to increase his tariffs. I just got 4 ads on my screen. Holy shit! Please get off.
Typical.
Ad. Payment option. Ad. Fucking go away. That's a YouTube video. Okay, there. Now I can read it.
Interesting.
Yep. Right. Yep. Yes. Trump's Canadian, Mexican imports and Chinese imports. That's right. Nice one up in the video, but it's not really Jones. Yep. Alright. So. Right. Then. The only thing that I'm concerned about right now is that we don't have there's no guidance on what Nvidia's plan is to counteract this, right? Like we don't have any information on that. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about.
Well, so the problem is they're a supplier, right? Like they supply chips.
Right.
And if the demand drops, what do you do? But they're diversified. Like they have more than that. They're just like Nvidia's not just chips.
Right. They do graphics cards and stuff too, right? Like for computers.
Yeah. They're like a big just computer.
Yeah. So I really would not be concerned about this, okay. Especially since
now.
I
think I'm gonna get into it. I don't know that I'm gonna go as high as I thought, just because
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say 4. What are you gonna put in 4 bands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a bit of money to put in for an entry level.
Yeah.
For me, I don't have as much money to move with, but for me, I'm probably gonna put in up anywhere between 500 at a band for me. Right around there, I'm gonna put in for that.
Oh, so another thing, I think it might drop more.
You think so? What makes you say that?
I just think it leveled off a little bit today, but I think maybe tomorrow it'll even drop more. I'm not sure about that, but
let me look at.
I would maybe look into that. I'm not sure when it will drop or anything, but there's a very good chance it just drops further. What are the chances of that? Probably not low. I'm sure.
I am going to look into DeepSeek, sorry. Okay, I'm assuming. percentage of the AI market. It's probably hold.
Yeah, I mean that's a harder thing to tell how that would play. That's like more of just a guessing game, to be honest.
Yeah.
At least the way I would see it. But yeah, I mean, I might just like wake up and see how it's doing in the morning. Like if it drops any more, like if it drops another percent, I'll probably just go in then. But like if I see it start to curl up, I'm just gonna immediately like whatever. I might put 1,000 in. I might put a band.
Okay. Another company that I saw that was interesting to me. I was just like, I didn't do too much research into it, but it's a company called MicroStrategy. You heard of them? Never? No. Okay. I heard about it a few days ago by some random, really nerdy looking dude in college. Like, I mean, take me and multiply it by 10. Like, he looked like a mega nerd, yeah. And he was talking about it. But I look at their stats, and their stats weren't really that bad.
The guy who I get like most of mine from is like on the wrestling team here. Like this dude is like CTE. You know?
Right.
Like this, but he actually like all of his investments seem to do awesome. So
I see.
I ran it by him. He's like getting in it too. So I was like, okay, this is probably.
Yeah.
This guy seems to win a lot. Like he's up like, well he hit on freaking Diddy coin, but he gets up like a good amount just off.
Like regular shit. Stuff. Right.
Yeah, like.
What the hell is Diddy coin anyway?
Just a very smart crypto.
There's no way that's real.
It absolutely is real, and people made a lot of money on it somehow. I don't. So.
It's crazy work.
If they just pulled the rug, it was one of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like almost like I don't know how like people couldn't see the fact that was going to be like one of those pull a chair out from underneath you type things.
Yeah.
It's literally named Diddy coin.
All those, like, dude, I see so many of them. But like, people still want to get like. I get it, like, if you can guess those right, like you can. That's maybe like the fastest way to make money.
Yeah, and the thing I don't like about that though is because like it doesn't teach the person the mentality of like actually maintaining and keeping that money. So it's gonna probably fly out the door just as fast as it came in.
Yeah, but I mean, it was sad. At least it was there.
Oh my god. Yeah, just chalk everything. Fucking just put it on the Diddy coin.
Dude, whatever.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You maybe don't have to learn this.